What if contacting alien life didn't save humanity? It marked the exact date of our execution. The first reply carried only a warning: do not answer. Humanity answered anyway. In Beijing in 1967, Ye Wenjie watches Red Guards force her father, a physicist, to denounce his science. He refuses. The crowd beats him to death while Ye's mother abandons him to survive. Ye is sent to a logging camp in Inner Mongolia, where hillsides fall around her. A journalist lends her silent spring, then frames her when a letter criticizing the destruction is discovered. Prison seems inevitable, but the military needs her knowledge. Ye is taken to Red Coast, a remote base dominated by an enormous antenna. Officially, it is a weapons project. Secretly, it is listening for another intelligence among the stars. Red Coast offers Ye refuge, work without freedom, science without trust. She learns the station can transmit, but its signal is too weak to cross interstellar distance. Then she notices what the original designers missed. Radio waves striking the sun's outer layers could be amplified and thrown back into space with enormous power. The nearest star system is only a few light years away. Ye has found a transmitter large enough to make humanity audible. She waits for a moment alone, aims the antenna through the sun, and sends a message describing Earth. Nothing flashes, no alarm sounds. The most consequential act in human history leaves the room as an invisible pulse of radio light. 8 years later, a reply arrives from Trisolaris. The listener who found Earth is a pacifist, and the warning is explicit: do not answer. A second message will reveal Earth's position, and Trisolaris will come to conquer it. Ye has been given a final chance to keep the door closed. She opens it. Her reply invites Trisolaris to intervene, because she now believes humanity cannot reform itself. The aliens may be conquerors. To her, they may also be judges. When Red Coast's political commissar discovers the secret, Ye destroys the evidence by cutting the support of a cliffside antenna. He falls, but so does Ye's husband, who arrived too close to the truth. Her private verdict now has bodies. Ye returns to academic life, raises her daughter Yang Dong, and waits. But she never withdraws the invitation. The knowledge remains inside her until she meets someone whose despair has money, patience, and organization. Mike Evans is heir to an oil fortune and a radical defender of other species. Watching habitats vanish has convinced him that humanity treats life as property. When Ye tells him about Trisolaris, he hears not a warning but an alternative authority. Evans builds a listening ship called Judgment Day and funds the Earth Trisolaris organization. Ye becomes its spiritual leader. Her lonely choice is now a movement, attracting people who want alien redemption, human extinction, or simply survival beside the victors. 4 decades after Ye's reply, particle experiments begin contradicting one another. Physicist Yang Dong concludes that nature has no stable laws and takes her own life. She is one of several scientists connected to the frontiers of science, so police recruit nanomaterials researcher Wang Miao to investigate. The number is not on Wang Miao's camera. It is inside his sight. Wang, a nanomaterials researcher, sees a countdown hanging over the world in burning digits, and no doctor can explain what will happen when it reaches 0. At the frontiers of science, Shen Yufei tells Wang to stop his nanofiber research. When he obeys, the countdown freezes. When he plans to restart, it returns. Shen then predicts the universe itself will flicker for him, turning a private hallucination into a test with a deadline. Detective Xiqiang, called Da Shi, seems rude and scientifically out of place, but he keeps asking who benefits. Every dead scientist was pressured. Every impossible event pushed research toward surrender. He tells Wang not to solve each miracle alone. Follow the people arranging them. At a radio observatory, Wang watches the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in the universe, pulse in a code matching his countdown. The sky has been manipulated for one frightened researcher. Daxi's theory is right. This is not nature breaking down. Someone is conducting psychological warfare. Searching for the people behind the attack, Wang visits Shen Yufei and notices the address of the game she is playing, 3body.net. Outside, Daxi asks what he found and urges him to keep following the lead. Wang enters the game while Daxi traces its real-world network. Inside a V-suit, Wang becomes a traveler on a barren world that cannot keep time. When one sun follows a gentle path, a stable era begins. People rehydrate, farms return, and cities rise. But no calendar can say how long the mercy will last. 2 suns can freeze the world between them. 3 can tear across the sky and boil oceans. In a chaotic era, citizens drain the water from their bodies, roll into dry skins, and wait in storage for a future civilization. Again and again, Trisolaris rebuilds. Again and again, an unexpected alignment ends the age. The famous thinkers inside the game are masks for hundreds of failed civilizations. The 3-body problem is not an academic puzzle there. It is history's executioner. After returning to the game again and again, Wang understands the recruitment test. Trisolaris orbits 3 suns whose motion cannot be predicted far enough ahead to protect a civilization. Earth, with 1 stable sun and a living ocean, is the refuge they cannot create at home. The ETO is united only by contact. Its Adventists welcome humanity's destruction. Its redemptionists believe they can solve the alien world's problem and save it. Others simply expect conquest and want a place afterward. Trisolaris has divided Earth before arriving. Because Wang solves the game's central mystery and shows sympathy for Trisolaris, he is invited to a gathering of elite players. Daxi's investigation now has a door into the organization. Inside, Wang sees older Ye presiding over the believers and realizes how the past controls the present. Wang has already led Daxi to the meeting. Armed forces break in, the factions turn on one another, and Ye is captured. Yet the raid recovers only people and fragments. The complete conversations with Trisolaris remain aboard Evans's ship. Judgment Day carries the truth through the Panama Canal, packed with followers and computers. A normal assault could destroy the data. A boarding attempt could let Evans erase it. Earth needs to stop the ship before anyone aboard understands they are under attack. Daxi turns to the technology the countdown tried to stop. Wang's nanofibers are thinner than sight and strong enough to cut steel. Stretched across the canal like invisible harp strings, they can slice the moving ship faster than a warning can travel. Judgment Day passes between the banks and comes apart in silent layers. The operation kills everyone aboard, including Evans, but leaves sections of the computer drives recoverable. Humanity's first victory against the conspiracy is both ingenious and morally brutal. The recovered archive confirms that Trisolaris has launched a fleet. Its narrow ships will need roughly 4.5 centuries to reach Earth. That sounds like time to prepare, until the records explain why human science will not advance normally. Trisolaris does not need to wait 4 centuries to attack. It unfolds a single proton into a vast 2-dimensional membrane, a surface large enough to cover a world. On that impossible sheet, machines begin writing a computer circuit. When the circuitry is complete, the membrane folds back through higher dimensions until it is once again a proton. The result is a sophon, a supercomputer smaller than an atom, traveling near light speed, able to communicate instantly with Trisolaris. Sophons reach Earth years before the fleet. They enter particle accelerators and scramble every collision, making fundamental experiments contradict one another. Humanity can improve existing machines, but the path to revolutionary physics has been deliberately sealed. They can also watch, relay messages, and manipulate what people see. The countdown, the flickering universe, and the collapse of scientific confidence were demonstrations. Earth has not been invaded by armies, but its laboratories are already under occupation. Trisolaris calls humanity bugs, and Wang believes the insult. She takes him to a field alive with locusts. Humans have poisoned them, burned them, and attacked them with technologies insects cannot understand. Still, the insects remain. Ye returns to the ruins of Red Coast and watches what she believes is humanity's sunset. But the novel leaves us with Dashi's answer. Survival doesn't require superiority. One scientist judged humanity unworthy of Earth. The bugs have not agreed.